Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I have a special guest. This is Aubrey. Today we are going to be doing hair tutorial videos. We're partnering up with the dance studio that I work at, and we are going to be doing hair tutorials for our recital this year. So today's video, we are going to be doing the ballet buns. We're going to do a high bun, a low bun, and a bun to the side. So if you have a bun in this year's recital, then just keep watching. Okay, to master any type of bun, there's a few materials you're gonna want. You are going to want a hairbrush, a hair tie, 2 hair ties, a hair donut, some bobby pins, hairspray, and a teasing comb. And that is everything you will need to achieve this look. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is just brush out all the hair and make sure that all of the tangles are out of your hair. I am using the wet brush. I really like this one because it doesn't hurt as much. Does it hurt your head, Aubrey?
No.
No? That's nice. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is once it's all brushed out and there's no more tangles, I'm going to just start brushing the hair back into a backward motion so it starts to know where to go. The first bun we're going to do is the high bun. Okay, after we have it all brushed, I'm gonna go in with some light hairspray and just kind of spray her hair just a little bit, just to start taming her frizz. Then I'm going to start brushing it all back, holding my hand back here to start collecting all the hair. And don't worry about it being perfect at first. There might be a few bumps, but we'll go back in and we will smooth everything once we have a hold of it. So now I'm just really going in and trying to get all the bumps as smooth as possible. You're going to want your bun to be completely slicked back. We don't want to see any flyaways. All right, once you feel like it's pretty smoothed back and you have all the hair, you're gonna wanna take just a thicker rubber band that matches the hair color. Make sure it matches. And I'm just going to wrap it around really tight, so as many times as I can wrap it around with her hair type. So about 3 times works for her hair, but if your dancer has thicker hair, it might be less, or if it's thinner hair, you might be able to wrap it more. And I'm just gonna pull to make sure it's super tight. Does it feel tight, Aubrey?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so once you have it in the ponytail, make sure it's pretty high up there. It doesn't need to be like obviously on top of their head, but you wanna make sure it is nice and high. So now I'm gonna go in. This is the Amped Up by Cricut brush. I like to use this to really smooth everything out. I'm gonna be using some hairspray and now smoothing away all of her flyaways so that way everything is perfectly slick. So spray her first. Especially everyone has like little baby hairs, really making sure we get all of those up. And then don't forget to get the back as well. We don't want to see any wispies coming from the neck. Make sure they're all up. Okay, once I've sprayed it all, now I'm gonna go in with the brush and smooth it all. Just make sure it's extra smooth. And then I'm gonna spray it one more time. So now that everything is very slick and all the way slicked back, I'm going to be taking my hair donut and I'm going to bring up her hair all the way up. I'm gonna be placing the donut down at the bottom of her hair tie here, just sliding on so it is perfectly like that. And then afterwards, now we're going to fan her hair out so that way that you cannot see the bun or the donut. Once her donut is completely covered, Aubrey, I'm going to have you tilt your head down just so they can kind of see just for a second. So now that the donut is completely covered, we're going to take another rubber band and we are going to just simply place it on top. So now she's going to have like a waterfall of hair springing out. This will depend on how short or long your dancer's hair is. She has a little bit of longer hair, so she has quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect all this hair that's left over and kind of bring it to the back. So now it's almost like another ponytail. I'm going to wrap this around the sock button. Making sure it's nice and tight. Okay, now that it is all wrapped up, I'm going to bobby pin this so that way it doesn't come undone. Making sure we're using bobby pins that also match our hair color. And then from there, it's really just bobby pinning anything that's flying out that you see, making sure it's all into the bun. You want to make sure there's lots of bobby pins. We don't want their buns coming out on stage, so really making sure we're putting bobby pins all around her entire hair. All right, and then once that is done, we're just gonna go back in with the hairspray and secure it all down, really checking for any flyaways, getting it nice and slick. You can always ask your dancer, like, Aubrey, does that feel tight if you want to move your head around? Do you feel like it would come off on stage?
No.
No? Perfect. And if they say yes, add some more bobby pins. All right, so that is all it is to it for the high bun. And now we will go into our next style. Okay, now we are going to be doing the exact same thing, but we're going to be doing it down for a low bun. So I have Miss Aubrey turned to the side, that way you guys can see. But once again, you're gonna wanna brush everything out and make sure there are no tangles. Once again, I'm gonna go in with my hairspray and just kind of spray her top layer even before we start putting it into a bun. Then I'm gonna start brushing everything back, putting it now down here by the nape of the neck. Collecting it all, making sure it's gonna be nice and tight, grabbing every hair that we can. Then we're going to just tie it off. I'm gonna pull it, making sure it's nice and tight. And go back in with my hairspray, making sure everything is nice and smooth, no flyaways. I'm gonna go in with my Amped Up by Cricut brush and smooth everything out one last time. All right, so now that we did that, we are ready for our hair donut. I'm gonna take the hair donut, I'm gonna slide it down all the way to where her hair tie is. Once it's there, for me, what's gonna be easier is I'm gonna tell Aubrey to look down. Yes, so that way I can fan out her hair and her hair is not totally standing up straight. So I think that is going to be easiest. So we're gonna fan out her hair around the donut, making sure everything is covered. And then hair tie. Then I'm gonna take another hair tie and I'm gonna place it over the bun. Okay, once you've done that, I'm gonna still have her with her head down. I think that's just a little bit easier. But same thing as we did before, I'm gonna start collect all the extra hair, kind of like into another pony, and I'm gonna wrap it around the bun. Making sure it's nice and tight. And then after that, that, you can tell your dancer to put their head back up. That way their necks aren't killing them. Now it's time just to bobby pin this all in. And then after that, we're just going to spray everything just to put that finishing touch. All right, and that is the low bun. I'm going to turn you around here. Okay, so our last bun video is going to be a bun over to the dancer's ear, kind of to the side. It'll say on your sheet which side we want it on according to the dancer. And then I'm going to show you guys also adding a part. Yours may not need that, but in case you have a bun in any of your pieces that say to have a part, this will show you how to do that. So once again, I'm going to brush Miss Aubrey's hair out so there's no tangles. Now with adding the part, I'm going to part this way and over for her hair. I like to use the end of my Amped Up by Cricut brush just because it has a little pointy end. I'm going to brush everything back. Then I'm just going to draw a straight line using the end of my brush. And then I'm going to part it over. You really want to make sure that you have a nice clean line. Aubrey, I'm going to have your head tilt down. Perfect. Really make sure you have a nice clean line, that there's no hairs on the wrong side. And then I'm going to brush each side of her part just to the opposite way, getting that hair used to being that way. And then the back, we're still going to brush downwards. So once I have the basic shape of everything, I'm going to add a little bit of hairspray just so it's kind of in place a little bit. Spray everything, getting rid of the flyaways. Then I am just re-smoothing after spraying. Okay, now I'm going to start collecting all of her hair and bringing it over to the side, basically just below her ear, right behind it. I'm going to take everything and smooth it out. All right, now that I feel like everything is nice and clean and it's basically right behind her ear, I'm going to have you turn. I'll turn you, spin you a little. So I'm going to keep it right about right there on her head. Then we're going to go back in with our hair donut, slide it all the way down through her ponytail. And then this time I'm going to tell Aubrey to tilt her head kind of downwards and to the side a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. We're going to fan her hair all around the bun so you cannot see it anymore. Once you have it good, hair tie around the bun. And then once we have that, we're going to take all of our extra hair, gather it up. Then we're going to wrap it around her bun again. If your dancer doesn't have as much hair, this will be like one tiny little wrap. Aubrey has quite a bit, so it's a little bit thicker on her. Then we're going to go in with our hair matching bobby pins. And then after we feel like it's good, we are going to spray it. Getting any last flyaways away. And there we have it, the side bun. So that is the end of this part 1 hair tutorial video. We want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you're from the studio and if you have any questions on how your hair should be for this recital, feel free to ask us at the front desk.
Subscribe and like to Lindsay K.